Thanks, Nick. The flag is raised. And they're off for the 2026 running of the Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup. Very keen on the inside. Gaelic Warrior broke alertly, and now the jukebox man is right up there, and he will try and head them all off as they go towards the first. Haiti Couleur at the moment not in the mix for the lead. He's wide and racing in 5th position as they go over the first, with Grey Dawning right in the centre, with Gaelic Warrior on the inside, and the jukebox man is out wide. And then Django Bay racing in 4th position. On the outside is Haiti Couleur in 5th, and then Gold Tweet in 6th. They go over fence number 2. L'Empresse next, just pushed away from that fence by Charlie Deutsch. Then on the inside, Envoy Alain. Last but one is Firefox, and the reigning champion, I Know the Way You're Thinking, is last of the 10 as they make the run up the hill, past the stands and on now towards the back straight, having taken 2 of the 22 fences. It's at this point now that Sean Bowen has allowed Haiti Couleur to do what he loves to do and bowled along in front, and Haiti Couleur has now taken the lead. That has rather revved up Gaelic Warrior on the inside, who's now racing quite keenly in second to the inside. He had a bit of a coming together there on his outside with Grey Dawning, and then the jukebox man taken quite wide now by Ben Jones. He's 3 deep. Then towards the inside is Django Bay, followed by Gold Tweet and L'Empresse as they now go over the water jump. The second fence taken down the back straight. Still the back marker is I Know the Way You're Thinking. Last but one is Firefox, and last but 2 is Envoy Alain. They go now towards the first of the open ditches, and it was Haiti Couleur who had a lead of a couple of lengths to Grey Dawning, who moved into a clear second. He's now going to put a bit of pressure on Haiti Couleur as they continue to climb the hill going over the next plain fence. Grey Dawning just trailed his hind legs through that in second, but it wasn't a serious error, and he's still only a length off the leader, who is Haiti Couleur, who's now going towards the top of the hill on towards the 7th, which is another of the open ditches. Haiti Couleur at the open ditch, to in second Grey Dawning, and then in third the jukebox man, and then in 4th position is Gaelic Warrior, followed in 5th by Django Bay. Then there's a break of about 3 lengths to on the inside Gold Tweet. On his outside L'Empresse, who's rather running snatches. He's off the bit once again as they go over that next plain fence. Next is Envoy Alain. On that one's outside is Firefox, and still weighted with in the hands of Mark Walsh. I Know the Way You're Thinking. They take the turn at the top of the hill, going on now towards fence number 9, and it is still Haiti Couleur who's now trying to string out the field. He was clear by 2.5 lengths. The jukebox man moved up into second with a really good jump round the outside of Grey Dawning, and then back in 4th position the pink colours of Gaelic Warrior. On his outside is Django Bay, and then for France Gold Tweet, then L'Empresse, Envoy Alain, Firefox, I Know the Way You're Thinking, still last as they go over the fence taken on the run down the hill. Gold Tweet wasn't too fluent over that. He jumped slightly away to the right, and ridden at the back of the field, I Know the Way You're Thinking. So they have almost completed a circuit in the Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup, and it is still for Wales, Haiti Couleur, who has the lead, and that lead is 2.5 lengths over the jukebox man on the outside of Grey Dawning, and then the red and white diamonds of Django Bay. He looms up on the outside of Gaelic Warrior. Further break of 2.5 back to Gold Tweet as they go over fence number 11. The last quartet, Envoy Alain, and then on the outside L'Empresse, who still isn't really travelling. Last but one, Firefox, and the back marker, I Know the Way You're Thinking. Fence number 12, they're through halfway in the Gold Cup, and still it is Haiti Couleur who takes them past the packed stands at Cheltenham with a circuit to go in the Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup, and it is still Sean Bowen and Haiti Couleur who has got the lead, and that lead now is 3 lengths over Grey Dawning and the jukebox man on his outside, and then Django Bay and Gaelic Warrior. The next duo, Gold Tweets, on the inside of L'Empresse. After L'Empresse races Envoy Alain, and then I Know the Way You're Thinking, now making a bit of a move on the inside of Firefox. The last 2 named racing about 12 lengths off the leader, who is still Haiti Couleur over the first fence taken down the back. Haiti Couleur didn't get very high, neither too did Gold Tweet, who took that one in 6th position. Little change in the order for the last mile or so as Haiti Couleur takes them on towards the water jump, fence number 14. Haiti Couleur jumps it well, reaches for it, out in front by 2 lengths. The jukebox man on the outside of Grey Dawning in a head bob for second and third. And then Django Bay as they go now towards the penultimate open ditch. And Sean Bowen asked for a big leap there by Haiti Couleur, and he really picked it well. Not so Grey Dawning, who trailed his hind legs through that open ditch, and he's now dropped back to third. He's now trying to get back through on the inside of the jukebox man. And again, Grey Dawning was not fluent there at that fence number 16. Now they take the the turn on towards the final open ditch. Haiti Couleur now 2 lengths his lead over the Jukebox Man and Grey Dawning, who is towards the inside as they fly the ditch. Then Gaelic Warrior and Django Bay and Gold Tweet, and then Firefox, who creeps a little closer with Envoy Alain. Last but one, I Know the Way You're Thinking, and now tailing off at the back of the field is L'Empresse. They've climbed now right to the top of the hill, and Haiti Couleur still has the lead. At that fence, Envoy Alain was not fluent, he was low, so he's asking for more now on Haiti Couleur, taking the turn on towards the fourth from home. The Jukebox Man is still travelling powerfully towards the outside. Grey Dawning is on the inner, over the fourth from home, and Haiti Couleur got that one wrong. He hit it hard, and now he's been driven to maintain his advantage as the Jukebox Man now begins to loom on the outside. Gaelic Warrior is now getting into contention, so too Django Bay, who is out wide towards the inner. Grey Dawning just angling for a little bit of racing room, and then Gold Tweet right on the hills, the leaders, with Firefox also beginning to make ground. I Know the Way You're Thinking towards the outside. Envoy Alain is outpaced, and tailed off is L'Empresse as now the field begins to make the run down to the bottom of the hill, and it's all about to change. It's Gaelic Warrior around the outside with the Jukebox Man. These are now the first two. Grey Dawning is now trying to box on in third to the outside. Django Bay. Gold Tweet is running huge. They're then followed by Firefox, and then I Know the Way You're Thinking, the second last, and it was Gaelic Warrior with a lead which has now extended to 3 lengths over Django Bay in second, and Grey Dawning is in third, but it is Gaelic Warrior and Paul Townend at the final fence in the Boodles Gold Cup, and he's clear by 6 lengths over Django Bay in second, and racing inside the final furlong, it is Gaelic Warrior who is powering up the Cheltenham Hill. It's clear now by 8 lengths up towards the line. The Gold Cup goes to Gaelic Warrior. In second will be Django Bay. In third, I Know the Way You're Thinking. Grey Dawning was in fourth, and L'Empresse rallied for fifth.